Well, we're in the latter stages of getting to Harrisburg, 2023. I want to get through the 3-year-olds with you guys. You know, we have a lot of the 2-year-olds, or all the 2-year-olds are done racing. A couple are getting ready to qualify, but for the most part, they're done racing. The 3-year-olds, we have some leaving us. We have some new ones that'll be coming in and have come in. But for the most part, right now, we have the same crew that we've had for the last little while. That's not true. Walter's Keepsake is new, and so is Lindy's Landing. But for the most part, the same crew. Absolute euphoria. She'll continue to race for the foreseeable future until we decide that maybe we rest her a little bit. But she's been racing good and has had a great year. Very, very happy with that filly. We'll see how she ends out 2023. A sliver of fashion. This guy, 4 or 5 horses are starting to fit that class now. We'll probably turn this guy over in the next week or two. He's been a nice horse for us. He continues to race good. But when you're sitting 3rd or 4th on that pecking order and you're not getting in every week like you did last week, then there's probably a chance that you're going to move on, and that's exactly what's about to happen. Brace for Landing, I thought raced great at the Meadows, hit the 8-hole. I left for a second and realized that was not going to happen. I aborted mission, got away 8th, run him through the inside, and he trotted hard right through the wire. Very, very happy with the way, both mentally and physically, Brace for Landing did his work the other day. Carter Michael Dio qualified. He'll qualify again next week, so this will be his 2nd qualifier. James said he was very, very strong the other day. We'll see how he does next week. Cash Deals is in the Ohio sales. Should be heading south, likely to stay, on the 15th or so of November. Coupe DeVille raced great the other night, finished 2nd. One more win and she's out of that class, and she has to head to Dayton for a little while. We'll quietly shop her around to breeding firms throughout the latter part of the fall into the winter. She's been such a good horse this year, gone over 100,000, made over 80 this year, I think, or 70 or 80 this year. Just had a tremendous year, and I think she's going to make a great broodmare. She's pretty well bred. I love her tenacity. She is tough and has been a nice filly all year long for us. Cupid Express, great pickup this filly's been. She's another one likely will be leaving us, getting into that, tripping over some other horses and getting up high, and she's in that numbers of 7. She'll be in the numbers of 10 at some point, maybe have to go back over to the Meadows, but has been a good filly for us since we picked her up latter part of the summer. Cutie Cumber is heading to the Harrisburg sale. She'll be sold as a broodmare. I think she'll do well at the sale, and I think she'll do well as a broodmare. Her brother, her full brother, Help Is on the Way, has had a great run as a sire in Indiana, so it's a feather in her cap for sure. Now, Enzo Aguayo. I never thought I'd be talking about Enzo Aguayo after last year again. Made his way back to the barn and did well. His first lifetime start for us, first start of the year for us, was a winning one. Something he never did for us in the year and a half that we had him. Never won a race. Never won a race a 2-year-old at all. One for Steve earlier in the spring, I think, or later in the spring. But his first offering for us, he was a winner.
This is the 17th hole.
I saw that one earlier. 17th. That's hardcore. Enzo Aguayo, 1 start for us so far back in the barn and 1 win. Quite a bit tougher on Tuesday. We'll see how he makes out on Tuesday. Five Fish Species raced great again. Another filly closing in on 100,000 made this year. Man, she has been a great filly in 2023 for us. Gandalf the Black has been racing pretty good. The odd race once in a while here and there he'll throw in a clunker, but for the most part, Gandalf the Black has been a very good horse for us in both years, 2 and 3. Halakai the Third was kind of a flat 3rd the other day, but coughed all week. Was a little bit sick. I guarantee you she tied up a little bit. I did not get the results back, but I can almost guarantee you she tied up a little bit, and has been just a great filly since we got her, and another good mile from her the other night. Horn Player heading to the sale. She'll be sold at Harrisburg. We should get pretty good money for her, I think. Man, she's got a great family, beautiful filly, exactly what you want to see in a horse heading to Harrisburg. Where are we at here? Lindy's Landing, our newest horse. I trained him today. He trained very, very good. He's in to go that now is a 4 class again now. Not only do we have horses getting out up high in that class, but we want to have horses coming right in behind them. So as a sliver of fashion maybe leaves us in the next 2 weeks, Lindy's Landing should be able to slide right in there. He's got 3 wins, but we can price him and put him in the numbers of 2, and that's exactly what we did for this week. He should be in a real good spot, this horse, when Wednesday, I believe he's in. Nothing But a Dreamer will race in the first leg. There's 2 legs in the final. I was wrong. He's going to race in at least 1 leg of the Harvest, maybe both. Maybe we'll just sell him after the second leg. If he does really well in the first leg, maybe we'll just offer him up for sale on Preferred or On Gate, whatever's available, for the day after the second leg, and somebody else can race him in the final. That's a very good proposition, I believe, and likely what will take place with this guy. Smoking Hot Irish Girl, probably one of the better races of her life speed-wise. She was awesome the other day. If I had been able to kind of get into her a little bit and chase her and really urge her on, I probably could have got there, but coming off a break in the last stages of the stretch the week before for no apparent reason, I just had to be a little careful with her, and she ended up getting beat, but raced very, very good. Spitfire Overseas went from Ron Burke. Stacy had the horse today and trained him up really good in the Dayton area, and now he's going to make his way back to Tim Twaddle. He is going to race for Tim next Wednesday. Couldn't get a truck there for him quick enough, but he'll be there next Wednesday for Tim. Where are we at now? Stay Special has been training, and the one day she was a little pinchy in her knees, but the last 2 or 3 times she trained, I've been hearing good things about her, so interested to see how she's been going. Actually, can you do me a favor? Text Johnny, will you, and ask him how Stay Special trained this week. Dominic didn't tell me, but he said she wasn't sore at all, but I'm just curious about how she trained. Steel Cowboys out in the field. I'm going to give him 4 or 5 weeks off. Bring him back in, reset him. That way those classes will start filling regularly. We can get him back in to go. Just seemed like timing-wise, now's the time to grab a quick window, a quick break for him and bring him back in. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Swinging Senorita, our last horse, our last filly heading to the sale. I thought she raced rather well last night. Finished 6th, but closed. You could see her. When you watch the race, she caught your eye for sure. Dove down to the inside and was charging at the front 5. Ended up 6, beat maybe 3 lengths, and I thought she raced very, very well. Tactical Mounds was 2nd, beaten 2nd last night, but raced very well. Also had a tremendous year. The most we've ever had a horse make in a year, I believe, right? 300,000.
Mounds?
Yep, I think so. She's had just a great year. Unique Style, 3rd the other day, is definitely a horse we're just going to turn over. He's okay, does his work well, but not the type of horse we're going to build a stable around. So I think Unique Style will be hitting the high road here at some point down the road. Wallop again, there's another horse closing in on 10 victories. Now we've bought him back twice, but they were those purchases, those repurchases were for a reason, right? I thought that the horse had a good shot in the final, ended up he'd made a break, and that happens. But as he gets closer to those 10 wins, then we have to start making decisions with him. I'm not sold on just, we got to get rid of him. This is still a horse with 14 or 15 lifetime starts. You could easily just make the argument, turn him out for a month, bring him back in, race him through the middle condition classes, put him in an optional 20-something. But the idea that we have to dump him is just absurd. Walter's Keepsake trained good today, 2 minutes, last half 58. He's going to be heading down to Dayton. He'll be relatively tight now for next week's race with Stacy Miller and Brett. They'll have the horse down there. Was supposed to go there the other day, but ended up there was a screw up with the ownership change. I could have argued that it didn't matter, the horse was sold in public auction, and that it was just in transit, the ownership change. But I just said, you know what, we'll pay the $300 fine, train him up, make sure he's tight, and race him there next week. I planned on actually racing him at Northfield Park, and he didn't get in, so we'll race him at Dayton again. Warwi Yuri come back in 2 days ago. We'll get him fired back up and going forward. Short break for this guy, full speed ahead after that. He's back in now, and he also coming back the next day was What a Mission. He'll be training up this week coming and be entered in to go the week after that. So those are all your 3-year-olds. We just got the 2-year-olds left. I'm going to run through them pretty quick before we lose on light. It's been a great run. It's been a great summer. Continues to be a great run at the stable. The 3-year-olds and age sources. Let's talk about the 2-year-olds in just a minute.